Card Chronicles. So today we're going to talk about diagnosis, diagnosing, and labeling oneself. So I'm curious if any of you knew that drapetomania was a diagnosis that was a part of the DSM. And that diagnosis was set upon individuals who were escaping enslavement. The belief of white people who had the power then creating all these books said that those that were fleeing were not well in the head and that they didn't understand the benefits of being enslaved.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
All that to say is that today there has been this influx of language, influx of knowledge around our brain and its functioning and what happens to it and all those things. We start to label ourselves. We start to believe that we have a particular type of diagnosis, when in all actuality, the brain is going through these particular breakthroughs. Some spiritual, some emotional, some also very somatic. All of it is connected. All that to say is that we need to be very mindful about diagnosing ourselves. I'm also a therapist. However, my approach to the work is to not diagnose. Yes, we have symptomology. Yes, we have behaviors that can tell us something about where we are developmentally, where we are emotionally, what's happening in our lives. But what it really cannot do is say that you have a diagnosis. We really need to think critically about diagnosis, because most times what's happening, the brain is trying to regulate itself. That's it. That's all we want to do as human beings. We want to soothe. We want to love. We want to be soothed. We want to just enjoy. And when we come from environments that were not conducive of all of those things that I just named, then as we mature, the brain also does that. However, it has to go through these big crevices of trauma, so to say, that have taken place in the brain. Please stop labeling yourselves. And if you want a diagnosis, ask yourself, what is this diagnosis going to do for me? How does this diagnosis benefit me? Explore your relationship with the diagnosis. Explore your relationship with your own behavior. Enjoy.